Hey everyone, how you doing? Dave says evening all. Dave, you're only in Leeds. It's not night time yet. Has it been a long day, Dave? It's great to see everybody in. Who've we got? Lucas, how you doing? Peanut, Farah, Dave, of course, needs no introduction. Yeah, this is Creators Club again. Let me quickly just share the link to Discord, just so everybody knows. Give me 1 second. It always takes a few minutes to get ready to go. Right, that's one done. Because I posted in the Train Sim community Discord as well, which is run by Jason PFC, who did the livery for the 150 the other day as well. So I always put it in there in case anybody wants to jump in. Right, that's it done. Okay, good. Right, you got my attention. Sorry about that. Corby, how are you? Good to see you, mate. SNCF. Opposite side of the province. Well done for 1K. Yeah, that's today's news. We finally got to the 1K. So thanks to everybody that's subbed. I do appreciate the support. I think obviously the next target's going to be 2K. We're going to be a while off that, but 1K will do for now. I'm pretty pleased with that, as you can tell. Myrtle, how you doing? Nice to see you. Yeah, Corby. Yeah, 1K just came this morning, so it was really good to see. Right, let me tell you what we're going to do. So we're on the West Cornwall again, because for me it's one of the nicest routes we've got, one of the nicest UK routes that we've got. And I was on Creators Club. I found a Class 47 that was in the Scotrail livery, and I also got all the Mark II coaches as well in the same livery. So we're going to run that from Penzance down to St Austell today, and let's jump into it. So let me turn it up in my ears. I thought the game sound was off then. I didn't have any sound. Let me get everything set up, and then we'll go and have a look at the actual train itself. We'll get the lights on. Of course, we need the instrument lights on, and let's get these on. I always do these in the wrong order, so the AWS one is the second one. We need to do this one first. Then we need to do this side. There we go. That's better. Who's made the liveries? That's a good point. Usually I give that information out, don't I? I think actually this is Greyfriars Bobby, this one. Black Stripe, I think, is the person that's made this. Black Stripe. What I'll do is, straight afterwards, I'll put it in the description, because it's a different person that's done the 47 livery to the person that has done the coaches. So this is the first class coach. These are the second class coaches. Right at the end, a third download was the guards van. Now, there's a little bit of a problem with the guards van, because on this side, it's kind of blank. But on this side, we've got the Scotrail livery that we're expecting. So, I think whoever that is just needs to mirror it to the other side. And it's a shame really, in Creators Club there's no button you could press to kind of give feedback, or I would have just said, oh, just have a look on the right hand side. It's just not mirrored. It's part done. It's just not got these stripes. So if it gets re-uploaded, then I think it automatically gives you the update, doesn't it? Or do you have to re-download it again? I'm not sure. But this is the Scotrail livery, so it looks pretty good. I mean, the chances of seeing something like this in Cornwall are a bit remote, but then again, you know, this is off the rails mode. It's a really nice livery. I really like it, and I ran this last night and thought it'd be perfect. I love the blue and white stripes. And this is Greyfriars Bobby. Now, I don't know, but you probably know, Dave. Is 47711 the actual number for Greyfriars Bobby, or is that random? Because I know sometimes it looks painted onto me, that, so I'm wondering if that's the actual number. Because I know sometimes it just assigns a random number, doesn't it? Right, let's get the doors closed. Really nice day in Penzance, look. Really nice day. A20, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks, Myrtle. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. Oh, you have to. If they update it, you have to resubscribe. Okay. Right, so we've got 3 stops along the way for this one. It's just a quick one, this, that I set up last night, so there's no traffic coming the other way. I'll probably add to it with a bit of traffic at some point, but I created it really just to test that it was all working. But yeah, it looks good. There's actually a couple of these 47s in the Scotrail livery available. There's Lady Diana Spencer as well is on there, which is also quite good. If you just take a look. Hey Kreza, how you doing? No, I did have a look, Dave, in the book, yeah. 47711 it is. This is West Cornwall, Kreza. Right, let's pump it up. Oh, Farah, you started the Dino DLC, the lawn mowing sim. Nice. Yeah, it is worth the money, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. It's a very good value. It is a good route, this. This is one of my favourite routes, this. I have to say. It's just such a nice looking route. This section especially is really nice. Right, this is the PS5, of course, so it should look good. So how's everyone doing today then? How am I Scottish in Cornwall? Because it's Creators Club, Crezza. I have also run it on Cathcart Circle as well, but because this is a longer run than that, I've put it down here on West Cornwall. Yeah, Dave, when I finish this run, remind me to flick up Creators Club and I'll show you the exact subscriptions for these, so then you can get them. Because they're obviously in my list. What does it say in the About section, SNCF? Does it say Road to 1K? And do a slideshow. Yeah, I could do. Well, I'll just show you after this first, then you can play it this afternoon then. Road 2, now not 1,000. Right, okay. Yeah, so that's only happened this morning, so that's why I've not updated it yet. It's one of your favourite routes, Pino. Yeah, it's good. Thanks, Crezza. Dave, you like making scenarios? You've made quite a few now, haven't you? I do like this zoom. It looks really good. Now it kind of appears to slow the train down, and you get quite a detailed look. Myrtle says on track to 2,000 now. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, the road to wherever. The Creators Club though, I know I keep saying it when we're on these streams, but the Creators Club is really good. This engine, this Greyfriars Bobby, is actually on the top page in Creators Club. Well, it was this morning. If you have a look on Creators Club, it's on the top. It's on the featured page. 2 billion, 7 billion. That's just the amount of crashes in tourist bus. 7 billion. In fact, if any of you guys want to search for any of these Scotrail items now, I think if you just search for SCR, it brings up about 4 pages of stuff, and you'll see the coaches in there. So there's 3. You need the first class coach, you need the second class, and you need the guards van. You'll see them in there. SCR, but I will. Oh hell! Now I'm forgetting to stop. Here we go. This will be a laugh. Let's put the emergency on, let's see what it does. It's not fast enough in emergency, is it? Yeah, we're gonna shoot right through. At least we've not got a red signal. That's because I'm talking to you guys. We'll back it up, it's fine. Ah, we didn't go that far past. Look, 170 yards. That's not much. Let's get it in reverse. The good thing is that this train is one of the ones that's quite easy. In fact, most of the UK ones are quite easy to recover from an emergency brake, aren't they? Apart from things like the Javelin. But we'll back it up. There's still a little bit of brake on. Let's take that off. I was a bit eager then. We'll just wave to the signalman on the way past. He's probably seen it all before. St Earth signal box. Yeah, I'll just back it in, Peanut, it's fine. I'll stop right here so that all the coaches are in. There we go. No, no steering required, Kobe, you're right. Hey JJB, how are you? Thanks for that. Appreciate it. Right, so we're nearly ready to go. Camborne is the next one, 7 miles. Oh, I can still remember the days where the only place you could drive the 47 was on West Somerset at the 25-mile-an-hour limit. That was painful because everybody wanted just to give this a thrash. Hey Super Sprinter, how you doing? How do you add the coaches to scenarios? So what you do is, in fact, you know what? It was something that confused me at the beginning. I'll tell you now, but I might just put together a quick... it'll only take 2 minutes. I'll put together a quick 2-minute video and show an example. But basically, just when you set up your scenario, if you've already subscribed to everything you need, once you get to where you pick, in this case, where you get to pick the 47, then pick whatever it is, Mark 2 times 7 loaded. Then on the right hand side, remember in the right hand side box where normally you pick the livery for whatever engine, pick the livery for the engine, but also if you scroll down the list, you should see the coaches there as well. So pick the engine and pick the coaches. I didn't realise that. For the longest time, I thought you could only pick the engine, but you can pick the coaches as well. Yeah, as SNCF says, tick everything you need. It'll let you make multiple selections, and I didn't even know that. And I was watching somebody the other week playing Train Sim World, and I saw him do it, and I thought, that's how you do it. So, in a previous stream that I know some of you were in, we ran the West Coast Railways 37, the maroon coloured one. We ran that down here, but I have got the coaches for that, but you can't. The 37 doesn't allow you to substitute the coaches in, so you get the standard BR Blue coaches for that. I think if you get the West Coast 47 though, you should be able to do it. Yeah, no problem, Super Sprinter. As I said, it had me confused for quite a while. But I might just do a quick. It'll literally take me 2 minutes to show how I set up this Scotrail one. So I might as well do that because that might be useful for a few people who get stuck. It's one of those things that if nobody explains it to you, it's not that easy to work out. And I kept seeing all the coaches and things on Creators Club of the game. How are they getting them to match up in the game? And that's it, because I've also got the Intercity Swallow livery as well for the 47. I've got the coaches for those as well. That looks pretty good. There's all sorts of combos. You can go away then and download whatever you want in Creators Club. JJB, you've been looking at into playing the same game. You like the look of Tourist Bus. Yeah, my Tourist Bus is alright, yeah. It's got a couple of niggles, but generally it's pretty good. In fact, might do a little bit of Tourist Bus later on, I haven't decided yet. But we might just go for a spin on Tourist Bus later on. Let's do the flyby. Well, we've got 4.7 miles. It's Greyfriars Bobby. It's really nice this one. There's our first class coach. And then we've got a rake of second class. And then right at the back we've got the half painted guards van. Which is the... So it's looking good. Oh, thanks Super Sprinter, appreciate that. JJB, you enjoyed the bus sim a few years back. The original bus sim 18 you mean? Yeah, a few of us quite like that one. I think the second one is a bit mixed, certainly for people who jump on this channel. Some people like it, some people can't stand it. I didn't play the second one, but I did play the first one quite a lot. Hey Renee, how are you doing? Nice to see you. How's Germany this morning? Or this afternoon now, isn't it? I'm getting as bad as you, Dave, now for not knowing what time of day it is. Tanner Family Memories, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Nice to see you again. Cadman, how you doing? You just reminded me as well, Cadman, actually, because I've also got, we're in the Scotrail 47, but I have got an Arriva Trains Wales Class 150 as well, which I've run on here, just for you. There's a couple of Welsh trains in it actually. Right, I've got a 50 coming up. There it is. See, this is a good view, where you can see the curve. Another reason why the zoom was a good thing on consoles when it came. Yeah, this is West Cornwall, Cadman. I think the only controversy with this one for us console players is that this one doesn't have trophies, because it's where Dovetail reached the limit on trophies. The routes that have come after this though have had trophies, but they weren't retrofitted to this one, which was a shame. So I know some people on the channel that didn't get this route because it didn't have trophies, because obviously trophies are important to some players, and I definitely understand that. But actually, as a route, it's actually one of the better routes, I think. Very scenic. Yeah, Renee. Yeah, you'll be an hour in front. Yeah. 3:30 at your end coming up, I guess. Simulation World, how you doing? Thanks very much. Thank you for that. Yeah, I don't know about that, Peanut, because I think because it's not important to everyone. I'm not sure, you know, what kind of priority they'll put on that. Right, we've got 0.7 of a mile to Camborne. I don't want to miss this one. Yeah, no trophies on this route, Cadman. For now, Krasa, I haven't got plans to stream PC stuff, but I am in the middle of building one, but not particularly to stream new games. I might do some stuff on there, but in the main, I want to do console gaming thing. I think there's a lot of PC streamers out there, aren't there? Ferranta ramp actually is quite good. SNCF, yeah, I quite like it. With the tilting trains are brilliant. The 612s. Yeah, I love it. And that's another long route as well. Can't remember exactly how long, but it is one of the longer German routes. Right, this is Camborne. Is it in the sale, that one, SNCF? Taxi Sim has 6, 5 of them you got in 18 minutes. Well, Cadman, you remember I told you yesterday somebody else had got Taxi Sim and told me it was terrible within like 15 minutes. He's right underneath you there in the chat. Dave, you bought it, didn't you? You got Taxi Sim this week and you told me it was absolutely awful. If I'd have known you were going to get it, Cadman, I would have warned you. So that you didn't bother. I took a look at some YouTube of it and I kind of straight away decided, nah, I don't think we'll bother with that. Now, I'm trying to wonder which one's the free cam. Then we can look at the, I think it's this one. We can look at the crossings working. 72 kilometres, yeah, it's quite long, yeah. Yeah, you and Dave are in an exclusive club there for Taxi Sim. So hopefully these barriers will rise. Because there's definitely nothing coming on the other side, because, yeah, there we go. That's quite a nice touch, isn't it, that? The work in level crossings. Truro is next, 11 kilometres. Mr. Water, how you doing? Farming sim, yeah, I haven't done any farming sim live yet. I just did the initial one. In fact, I don't think I've played it for about a week, but we'll definitely do some of that, yeah. How you doing, Mr. Water? You alright? Greyfriars Bobby was a dog. The name though is familiar to me on a train, so we'll have to Google it. It obviously was a real train at one time. It does say actually on the Creators Club page there is some history about the logo being painted on the wrong side or something when it went through a couple of repaints. But you'll see that if you subscribe to it. The other thing you probably saw on the community page was that I got Lumberjack's Dynasty, or if you're Farah and you got lunch and dinner, you probably call it Dynasty. But yeah, Lumberjack's Dynasty, which came out on Thursday, I think. It's a PS4 game. I think there's a few of these Dynasty ones. I think Farmers Dynasty is another one, Medieval Dynasty. I think they're out on PC. But this one, yeah, I've not seen it yet, so I might fire that up later and just record something on that and see how we get on. But that's another thing we can take a look at as well. Super Sprinter, just found out if you press X and hold the left stick, you can two-tone the horde. Yeah, what are you on PlayStation, Super Sprinter? Are you on Xbox? Because for me, you hold square to do the two-tone. So that's the left stick, then hold square, left stick again for low. The other thing that's very good with that new control system, if you're playing the German trains and you're using PZB, you can do all the PZB release and things like that without going down to the, to the desk to do it. It all can be done now from the controller, which is quite nice. And the AFB as well, of course. Do the AFB and your speed changes all from the controller, because that used to be a bit of a pain where, well, we're speeding now. It used to be a bit of a pain where you'd do some of it with the controller and you'd be looking out the window like this, then you have to start faffing around doing this to try and find the PZB controls that you needed, the additional stuff, or the AFB, or making fine adjustments to different things. Yeah, it was just 40 for that station. Are you still using a keyboard then, Dave? Because I know you got a little Bluetooth keyboard, didn't you, to use? I must admit the keyboard is probably a little bit more handy for the views rather than holding the right stick and using the D-pad like this. Because I still scroll through these and I'm not sure which camera's which. You're on Xbox Super Sprinter, yeah, so that explains the difference then. Yeah, for me it's square on PlayStation. .3 miles down to Truro. It is a really nice looking game though, this, isn't it? You know, when you're playing it on the PS5, definitely on a 55-inch TV. In 4K, it looks the bees, you know. The fact as well now, you can take the rail fan shots. You know, and some really nice pictures that I've taken as well. When I ran this last night, the thumbnail for today's live stream I took last night whilst I was doing this run, and I must have took 10 or 15 different rail shots last night, and the fact it takes the hood away and everything as well, it's good. Also on Xbox, the X button switches between the brakes. Right, yeah, between driver's brake, straight brake, etc. Yeah. And again, that's square on PlayStation, so they've obviously, it's just whatever I can do with square, you can do with X, it sounds like. Yeah, you're right, Farry. Yeah, they look really nice. Now everybody can do repaints as well. You're not just stuck with those default liveries as well. You can kind of do what you want. You know, if Scotrail is one of your favourite liveries, there's quite a few options actually. Has Autobahn had an update? Only that first update from before the live stream the other night. I don't think there's been one since then, has there, Mr. Water? There hasn't been a second one, has there? Unless I missed it. So I haven't been on Autobahn since we did the live stream the other night, because I got stuck with the mission to chase the car, and it still hasn't solved itself, so I'm kind of stuck at the minute. And when we found out donuts weren't even working, well, Peanut's trying to twist my arm into streaming it again. I don't know about that. Oh, Dear me. Yeah, let's hope they do something on it this week and try and just make it look a bit better. We'll stream it again if they fix it. I've not got any problem with showing it. Yeah, I haven't done much with it, Dave, actually. I've done a few basic ones, but I've got some that I've got locally on the PlayStation. I've not uploaded them though. But I do tend to run, I've run a couple of yours. I do tend to download them. I download a few, I'll run them, then I'll unsubscribe from them, pick a few more up. Because otherwise, I still think locally on your PlayStation or on your console, it can get a bit cluttered. There's no standard naming convention for some of these liveries and some of these scenarios, so it looks a bit messy at the moment in some cases. So when I was picking the coaches for this setup, you have to try to memorise what the actual file name is, because unfortunately when you go in to pick them, it doesn't say Scotrail Mark II guards van. It just like will say Scotrail 1 or Scotrail 2. You know, it's difficult to know what it is you're picking. So they could probably do some work on that, just to tidy it up a little bit. Sometimes take a look at the stuff that I've got and I think, what is that? You know, when you go in to actually set up the consist itself for the scenario, and I can't work out what it is. And then if you pick it, you have to then try and run it to see what it is, and then you have to go back and unpick it again if it's not the right thing. And yeah, it can be a bit of a pain. I'll put Autobahn on when it's at its next patch. We'll take a look. I think we'll settle on that. I think. I mean, right now with that mission that's just stuck, I can't really do anything else with it. So, you know, let's wait till it gets patched, then we'll put it on. .5 into Truro. On Steam there's an early access for a bus driver simulator. Sounds promising. Mind you, if it's early access for PC, then if it is coming to console, it sounds like it's probably not going to come for a while. It's exactly that, Dave, yeah. You can't work out what it is you need to do. When I was setting this one up last night, it took me a few goes to get it right. I didn't realise at first that I needed a first class coach, and I kept wondering why the first coach was defaulting to the BR Blue. I couldn't work it out, and I thought, it's a first class and I haven't got a first class. Went back on, managed to find it straight away, subscribed to that, had to log out and back in again of Creators Club as you always seem to need to, which is another pain, and then it appeared automatically. So yeah, I think if you do a few of them, it obviously gets easier, you can work it out easier, but yeah. Right, we'll start braking for Truro. Some of these stations are quite well done as well on this route. When you get down to St Austell, there's palm trees on the platform, but as I understand it, that's correct. There is palm trees on the platform at the real thing, which is surprising. Yeah, no problem, Kobe. Are you still in Spain, Kobe? Are you back home now? Yeah, Cadman is correct with the tip there. Still in Spain. Right, everyone's aboard. Get the brakes off. So, St Austell is our last stop, which is 13 miles. It looks very similar, that livery, doesn't it, to regional railways actually. Hoping this guards van gets fixed though. Looks quite good from this side. Right, let's give it some thrash. Oh, look at that motion blur there, it's horrible. Let's quickly sort that out. I wish when you turned it off, it would stay off. But it doesn't. That's better. Yeah, this route is a decent length route as well. It's good for one of these kind of sort of rail tour type trips. So quite often, not all, I mean I've done a couple on the channel, but quite often if I get a new livery and I want to test it out, I come onto this route, set something up quickly. And St Austell, of course, is as far as you can go on this route. And all the BR Blue trains, if you've got Northern Transpennine, all the BR Blue trains have got, I think all of them have got services in the timetable on this route as well. There's even some Class 08 services as well. So it's a good one for mixing and matching, and that's without using Creators Club, that's just standard timetable services. but 70 is the limit on this stretch. Yeah, what was it like, that jackhammer sound problem? Was it really distracting? Was it a kind of game breaker for a lot of you on Xbox? I know that the DLC limit that you're talking about there is just not great. I'm really hopeful they fix that soon, because there's so many routes. I was saying this to Kobe the other day. There's so many routes that I've got that I haven't got on the PlayStation right now at the moment, because I've got to keep uninstalling them and putting them back when I want to play them. It's a bit of a faff. So there's so many other routes I can stream. In fact, I can stream all of them. Peninsula Corridor, I've not even started that on PS5, the PS5 version. And I've got all the DLCs for the Peninsula Corridor as well. It's actually one of my favourite US passenger routes. But I've not had it back on the PlayStation because of the issue. How's on the road? Has there been any updates? No updates. No updates since we last looked at it. Again, I was looking down the list. I don't think we've played that for a couple of weeks, so would you run out on that at some point in the next few days? Oh, it actually was like someone was hitting a hammer. Alright, I didn't realise. Yeah, that would have been really distracting. And that went on for a long time as well, didn't it, that? The jackhammer problem. Yeah, with the DLC limit, I've got quite a few of the German ones uninstalled. I've tried to keep all the British stuff on there. A lot of the US stuff I've had to take off. The US freight routes are some of the biggest size-wise. So obviously that, you know, I think Sherman Hill, for example, is about, from memory, 6.6 gig, which is quite big for a DLC. Sometimes they're around the 3 gig mark. Sometimes they're a little bit smaller. But yeah, unfortunately the US freight routes were the first ones I had to remove. I think Long Island Railroad, I don't think I've played that on the PS5 yet. Although I did play it extensively on the PS4 version. I don't know, Harlem's quite similar to that, so I've played a little bit of Harlem. I quite enjoy that one. But I'd like to be able to just have the full set available, and then, you know, we can kind of vote on a Train Sim World stream. We can kind of vote as to what we want to do. We'll kind of do a viewer's choice. .47 on the 150 made a terrible buzzing sound on Xbox. Yeah, it's not good, is it? At least it's fixed though. At least it's fixed. And it's good that they fixed it correctly. I'm assuming it's all working now. Yeah, Sandpatch is still on. Horseshoe is still on. 7 miles to St Austell. So this is the single track section as well. So when you are setting up scenarios, you've obviously got to get, that's the other thing on this route, you've got to get the timings right, or you end up with a bit of a wait. The trains at either end while somebody's passing through. So that's part of the reason last night I just created this one quickly, just with us driving down, and we didn't get any conflicts, because this is quite a long single track section, this. Oh, you've never been on Sandpatch, Mr. Water? Yeah, it's quite a good route. Downloads you had for Xbox Peanut. Yeah, I mean you can. I don't know. I'd say I don't know a lot about Xboxes, but I know on PlayStation you can put them in your queue, put it in rest mode, go to bed, just let it download. I'm assuming there's an equivalent kind of rest mode for Xbox. So, you know, it's best time if I've got anything that I need to download like that. That's what I tend to do. Yeah, Sandpatch has had a couple of engine DLCs as well, hasn't it? Which were quite nice. Yeah, if you do play it, Mr. Water, generally give yourself a couple of hours to do a run. I think they tend to be at least 90 minutes, I think. Yeah, you play it a lot, Dave, don't you, Sandpatch? About 90 minutes, generally. There's obviously a lot of the switching services in the yards that are not that long, but yeah, I think if you're going end to end, you're talking 90 minutes to 2 hours plus. A bit like Sherman Hill, that's a long one. If you're coming down the hill on Sandpatch, it might not be 90 minutes if you don't get the brakes right. Because you can get a runaway train quite easily, especially with the weight of the train. It takes some skill actually to first get that correct with a dynamic brake and a little bit of the automatic brake. I know when I first did it, and I wasn't really aware of what a dynamic brake actually did. I came thundering down into Cumberland at a rate of knots and nearly went straight through the end of the portal. And then I watched, it was after that I watched Matt Peddleston's braking tutorial that he did on the Train Simulator channel. And if you ever struggle with braking, just watch that. It's a couple of hours, you don't need to watch all of it, but especially when it comes to the American trains. What he says there about the dynamic braking and how it works all makes a lot of sense, and monitoring your brake pipe gauges and things like that. It's actually, when you've watched that, it makes a lot of sense. And I watched that, went back, did a Sandpatch run down the hill and got it right first time. But I was struggling on and off before that. It's a lot easier than Horseshoe, yeah. And Dave, you got Lucerne Sursee the other week, didn't you? What do you think of that? That's another rivet route, like this one is. Horseshoe's a very nice route though. Horseshoe's quite a scenic route. I do quite like it. When I was looking for the collectibles, I pretty much walked the whole route. And it was actually, I spent a Sunday afternoon doing that, and it was quite a nice walk down the route. You're not stuck on Lucerne, but it's okay. It's a short route, isn't it? Mr. Water, I downloaded the Kubota pack for Farm Sim 22 the other day. I have to take a look at that. Did you pay for that, or is that a free one? I haven't looked in the store actually at what's available. Peanut, did you ever take the route on the right side of Horseshoe? Which one do you mean? Do you mean once you get around Horseshoe Curve, once you get around the curve, there is a route going off to the right hand side, isn't there? Do you mean just up there? Yeah, I did, Peanut, yeah. I have been up there. I think there's a scenario that ends up there as well, as I recall. It's been a while since I've done it. The Lucerne sounds are great, safety systems are fun. Sure that ETCS system is not working. I think there was one place, Dave, I think, where it wasn't working, where it slowed you down to 0. Just outside one of the stations. It slowed you down to 0 and it wasn't meant to, but I think they fixed it. I'm not sure. But it does work. It seems to work for me the rest of the time. It's actually a very clever system the way it does it. Ah, you got the season pass, Mr. Water. I did see that. I think it was $27.99 for the season pass. Or first year pass, I think it's called, is it? So I've not been in Farming Sim for about a week because I've got so many different things I'm kind of dipping in and out of, including Autobahn. Autobahn put me off for a few days, so I keep trying to dip back in and out. Right, just over half a mile into St Austell. Put a little bit of brake in. In fact, we've only got 700. Right, we're gonna have to really put the brakes on, aren't I? We should be okay. Autobahns put you off for life. Right, we stopped a little bit short, but that's better than going through the red, so let the brakes come off. I do want I will say this, I do want Autobahn to do well. I want them to fix it so that we can play it properly, because I think the idea is really good. The voice acting, etc., isn't going to get changed, so you know we're going to be stuck with that. But the actual missions themselves, I don't mind the missions if it works correctly. Here's the palm trees. Look. Yeah, I suppose you've got a point, Dave, if they didn't fix number 2. Yeah, maybe maybe I've got wishful thinking. So here we are, St Austell. Need to fix the donuts. Yeah, that first year pass, I'll have a look at the first year pass. If I get into the main game properly, Mr. Water, I'll definitely take a look. So what I'll do is, once this service finishes, I'll quickly show you the Creators Club. So let's lock the doors. An hour and 4 minutes. And that's the Class 47 blue as well. I think if you download this livery, you can also pick the Class 47 green, and the livery does appear for it as well. So it doesn't matter which 47 you actually use. Right, let me go to the main menu. So if we go into Creators Club, well, right on the top page there still is Greyfriars Bobby. They're on the top right. So that is by Black Stripe TSL7. So that's the first one you'll need. And I'll show you the designer as well, Dave. So not my mods. Oh, do you know? So yeah, I've got Lady Diana Spencer there as well. That's the other one I've got. These are the coaches. So at the top, it's SCR Mark 1 BG. That's the guards van. Then we got the first class coach there underneath it, and then we got the Mark 2 second class. So you need these 3 if you want to set it up the same. Those are the 3 you want. In the scenario designer itself, you got all them already, right? So in the designer itself, if I just show you, go into tools, scenario planner, select edit, and if I select it and then edit the timetable, so let me just confirm. Right, so when we get to this bit, go down to the 47 first, obviously. So we had the blue. So then I went for the Mark 1 7. I think I did the 7 loaded because we got Mark 2 coaches. So click that. So then you see, this is it, right? So first of all, you want Greyfriars Bobby. Then the other thing you want to do is click on Scotrail. So you don't know what it is. So the 3 Scotrails are the 3. One's the guards van, one's the first class, one is the second class, but I can't tell you which. They're all just called Scotrail. So pick your engine livery, pick the 3 Scotrails. That one at the bottom, 47712. That's that Lady Diana Spencer. That's the other livery I've got, the other Scotrail livery that I've got for the 47. So that's how you do it. You basically pick those 3, and then just confirm, and that's it. And you should find that it puts the consist together like we've just run there. And that's the same thing for any set you download from Creators Club. Just make sure you get a first class second class guards van if if you're doing a passenger consist. That's all you need to do. Um, the trick is those are not too bad because they're all called Scotrail, so you can pick the set. But as I was saying earlier, some of them have names, file names that are unrelated to what they actually are, so they're more difficult to pick out, and you can't see what the name is until you get into that screen. So the Creators Club doesn't tell you what the name is to look for, so it can get confusing. But anyway, so give it a try. Um, and that's it really for this one, for the train sim. Just wanted to show you that because it was a nice run last night. So um, thanks for joining me. Probably be back later with something, not sure yet. Could be tourist bus. It definitely won't be Autobahn. I can tell you that right now. Um, there's also the bus sim driver countryside that I want to get back to as well because I quite enjoyed playing that. So we'll do something later on. Hopefully you've hit the bell so that you know when that is. And yeah, thanks for coming in. Thanks for subscribing. We have got past that 1,000 subscribers now, which was the first goal. So thanks to everybody for doing that. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for your company. I'll chat to you later. Have a good afternoon, everyone. Bye for now.